Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Let me thank Joe and also Vin Gopal and the whole Monmouth County Democratic Organization for putting together a rally here today. I've been in office, some of you know, for 30 years representing Asbury Park. And I've never seen a rally and so many Democrats come out in Monmouth County today, and we got to carry this through right through Election Day. Absolutely. But I want to... Joe made me think of something today. You know, we're in the West Side Community Center. And let me talk about a young girl, I think he said a young girl or a young boy, that would come to the West Side Community Center. And the reason that they come here is because they're looking for recreational programs, they're looking for educational programs, and we need, as Senator Menendez said, to have a vision as Democrats about what the future is going to be for that young girl or boy from Asbury Park. And what they want is a chance in life. Some call it the American dream. And that's the idea that they can grow up here in Asbury Park and they can get a good job and a good education and have good benefits like health care. That's what Democrats are all about. The American dream that guarantees that that young person in Asbury Park has a future. And you know, the Republicans have given up on that young boy or girl in Asbury Park. I'll tell you that right now. They've not only given up on the urban areas, they've given up on the middle class. They've concerned themselves with the corporate interests and the wealthy, and they're not really concerned about the fact that government can make a difference for that young boy or girl in Asbury Park. And they've given up. They've given up on our public schools. I see all the educators for Obama. The Republicans have given up on our public schools. And I've watched our president, and I've watched Senator Menendez, and these are the things that they do. They say to that young boy or girl in Asbury Park, they say, you know what? We know that this town needs help with teachers, it needs help with policemen, because we have a public safety problem, and we need police, and we need firemen in Asbury Park. And so we passed legislation that sent money back to Asbury Park and other places so they could rehire. They didn't have to fire the teachers. They didn't have to get rid of the policemen. They didn't have to get rid of the firemen. And if you look at the Republican budget, what do they say about education? They want to cut the programs. They don't want to help Asbury Park build its schools. They take the money away. They take the money away for that young boy or girl to go to college. That's what's not right. The difference here, and the difference on November 6th, is that we are going to help that young boy or girl in Asbury Park so that they can get health care through our health care reform, so that they can get money back to rebuild the schools, and the public schools is what I'm talking about, the public schools. And so that they have an opportunity to get a scholarship or a grant so that they can go to college. And rather than talk about repealing the health care reform, that they can get health insurance and they can see a doctor on a regular basis, and they don't have to worry that when they get sick that they have to go to the emergency room. This is an election that matters. It matters for that young girl or boy in Asbury Park throughout this country that still has the dream that this is the land of equal opportunity, and the federal government can make a difference in their lives. So I'm telling you now, you spend every time, every minute over the next 10 days or whatever it is, going out and explaining to the average person in this country that we're on their side. We're going to create the good jobs. We're going to create the good benefits. We're going to make it in America here. And we are not going to stand for the politics of the past and the politics that denies that young boy or girl the American dream. Thank you very much.
In a couple minutes, we're going to bring up our state chairman or speaker, but first I'd like to ask the mayors of New Jersey's two largest cities to come. They took the time to come all the way down to Monmouth County. First, I'd like to ask... I'd like to ask the mayor of the great city of Jersey City, our friend Jerry Healy, to come up next. Mayor Healy. Good morning, Asbury Park. We want to thank the city, of course, Mayor Johnson, Vin Gopal from Monmouth County, and who could forget Wyatt Earp from Ocean County. Is Beth Masterson here too? Okay. But at any rate, this election is huge. I think the mayor alluded to it, and I know the Reverend said it very well. There are two storms coming. We know all about Sandy, and as the Reverend said, we can't do much about it, but prepare for it. The other one, we have a voice in. We can stop that storm that's coming this way, which is the extreme right-wing Republicans charge Mr. Romney and Mr. Ryan. And if you think Romney is scary, you ought to listen to the Vice President, Ryan. So if we all get together, each one in this room gets 10 people to go to the polls, we will have a huge victory not only in Asbury Park and Monmouth County, but the state of New Jersey. We need people like Bob Menendez in Washington, D.C. We need people like Frank Pallone in Washington, D.C. Because the Republican Party was hijacked a couple of years ago by some extreme right-wingers that are bringing us down a disastrous road. So if you care about Medicare, if you care about police on the streets, firefighters, teachers, union workers, union jobs, you got to get out there and do it. And I know firsthand, it makes a difference who the president is and who's down in Congress and who's in the Senate. Because we've been allowed, by virtue of this administration, to keep up with the firefighters, teachers, and cops running to the door, the stampede that started in 2010, by virtue of some attention and assistance from the President and from our Congress, people like Frank Pallone and Bob Menendez. So I have 2 minutes, and I'm going to take it under 2 minutes. It's great to be here, great to see this enthusiasm. Keep it up for another 10 days. And believe me, we all, everybody in this country, everybody in the world will be much the better for it. Thank you all. God bless you all. You know, it was especially important to have these two mayors here because when nobody thought Barack Obama had a chance, Mayor Booker and Mayor Healy were the first two mayors of the entire state of New Jersey to endorse them. And that's why they're here.